to rebuild myself, to come alive. It all makes sense now.
Hello folks, this is Aitan Ajha from InspiredToRise.com, and recently Samsung launched its Samsung J7 Max and J7 Pro smartphones. The J7 Max comes with a 5.7-inch IPS LCD Full HD display. On the right hand side we have the power button and the small speaker grill. This time the position for the speaker has been changed a little, and that's one of the major differences. It has a metal unibody design and the flat back camera has a ring of light on it, so that's something novel. On the left hand side we have the volume rocker as well as the dual SIM tray slot along with separate micro SD card slot, so that's something good. It comes with a 3300 mAh non-removable lithium ion battery, and on the bottom we have the micro USB port along with the 3.5mm jack. Inside the hood the smartphone comes with a MediaTek Helio P20 chipset, 4GB of RAM, 32GB of internal storage, Android 7.0 Nougat based operating system, and has a Mali T880 MP2 GPU. It supports microSD up to 256GB and has almost every sensor that you might need for a great smartphone experience. It also has the fingerprint sensor which is present in the front home button and would be available in black and gold colors. The J7 Max scored 61,705 on the AnTuTu benchmark, which is a great score for the price range in which this device retails. It scored around 60.3 FPS on the Nina Mark II benchmark, which is also a great score, and similarly on the Quadrant Standard benchmark also it had a great score. While playing a really heavy game like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on maximum possible settings with everything pushed to the max, there was no case of dropped frames or anything. The performance was buttery smooth just like the S8, and the experience was really good on this phone also. Helio P20 had always been blamed for heating issues, but in my 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay playing this game on maximum settings, I didn't found that to happen. The user interface is not something very different from the S8 or other smartphones by Samsung, but there's additional Pay Mini feature which is the Samsung Pay Mini, and it's good. The camera also has inbuilt stickers and inbuilt social sharing apps. This is one of the weirdest photos that I have taken in my entire life. There are other options also in the camera like Pro mode, Panorama mode, wide selfie mode, beautification in selfies, sound and shot modes. So there are a lot of modes and the pictures speak for themselves. It has a 13 megapixel primary camera with a f1.7 aperture, autofocus LED flash with 1080p 30fps videos. The f1.7 aperture allows really good shallow depth of field images, and the selective focus effect can get really good at times. The secondary camera is also 13 megapixel one with f1.9 aperture, clicks good shots and also takes wide selfies. This is a video sample taken from the primary camera of this device, 1080p video sample. It is good in terms of the colors and details. Exposure also was handled correctly, and this is a full HD video sample taken from the front camera of this device. The front camera is also capable up to 1080p 30fps videos, and the quality was good on this front camera also. Samsung has definitely made sure that the camera on these devices is good. You can also buy these optional flap covers for this device. One of the things that I felt could have been fixed was that the front keys are not capacitive backlit, and that's something that I found bad. But apart from that, the back camera has that ring of light which can be used in different scenarios and for different functions. For example, you can use it to know if someone is snooping on your phone or not and changing things on your phone or not. You can use it as a flash when you are taking photos from the primary camera, and there's also the feature of voice over Wi-Fi in this phone. And now let's test the audio playback. The speaker position has been changed. The audio was loud, not too loud but loud, and if you look at the UI etc, everything is smooth, and there are a lot of features over here which are the reminiscent of the features seen on really high-end devices like S8. There's also the Samsung Pay Mini over here, and the Pay Mini features only UPI payment options and Paytm payment options, and I wish that there was the full-fledged version, but the full-fledged version is available on the Samsung J7 Pro but not this one. But still you can use mobile wallets and UPI on this one, which is also a good option. The Galaxy J7 Max would retail for a price of 17,900 rupees, and for this pricing I feel that it's going against the likes of Vivo's V5 smartphone, V5s smartphone, Oppo's F3 and few other smartphones, and I believe that this smartphone has a good camera. It also comes with 120 GB extra data for Jio users, so that's an additional bundled offer. And personally I feel that this phone does have a lot of good options, features, performance is good, design is good, has a lot of features which might make it a really great device for the people who are going to buy something under 20,000 rupees, and it also has that Samsung reliability factor. So a great thumbs up from my side to this device. So guys, this was it for this video. In case you like this one, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome detailed tech reviews like this. More videos on upcoming devices are coming soon. And guys, no matter what you do, stay inspired to rise.